Put it on that beat. No.
Good morning,
Like
Lord.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Rise and shine.
I need some coffee.
All right, everyone, grab your comics and let's get ready for the show. Well, almost forgot. Hit that subscribe button.
Man, we trying to do a little something with the intro, man. Trying. Little
Yeah,
something.
man, we spicing up a little bit.
My name is not Derek, so I don't have all the expertise, and I can jump in cap cut and just do a little something. But Derek is the master, man. Derek is the master. I wonder if we should roll the spoiler. Well, I will just say, man, this is going to be spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the movie for whatever reason. Not sure why you're part of the Black Comic Lords YouTube channel and you haven't even freaking watched the movie over the weekend, man. Maybe you have responsibilities. Maybe you got a job, a family, or something. I don't know. But man, we're gonna talk about this is red, white, and Brews, bro. We get up in the morning with our coffee and we talk about Sam Wilson, man. And listen, I don't know how long we're gonna stay on this segment, red, white, and Brews. But Dion, you're ex-military, right?
Yep, I was directly in the Air Force security forces from 2016 to 2020.
Ooh, you was in under Trump's first administration.
I was, yep.
How was that for you?
It was kind of weird for me because I was in North Dakota, and
that's Trump country right there, buddy.
Well, it's kind of a micro bubble in the middle. You're in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota. Yeah, I didn't really feel it because the fact that it was so countryside, so in the middle of nowhere that you just it's almost like politics and the news didn't even matter. It's just such slow style living that they're just like, hey, look, we're just gonna drink, farm, go hunt. That all this other noise don't even matter. So I didn't really get to feel the effects of that first administration throughout the whole country. To be honest with you, it's weird. It's like a bubble for sure in that small city.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So,
but I
mean,
understand.
I remember the
it's
election.
Extremely rural, though. It's extremely rural, so I get it.
Yeah. Speaking of, there's some times we're living in, man. The hockey team, Team USA, Canada booing the American anthem, national anthem, and then America getting 3 fights with them and then beat them like 3-1 in hockey. So it's red, white, and Brews for real, man. Canada got red, white, and Brews for real this past weekend.
Wait. I know I saw somewhere on ESPN where they the Canada booed us, but it was like a couple of weeks ago. So is this recent or was this a couple of weeks ago?
I thought it was recent with the way I saw it. Maybe my news or whatever is kind of low, but I thought this happened this past weekend or whatever. But
I'll tell you one thing: the Canadian government ain't booing us too much. They trying to get back in and get them tariffs off. They was like immediately after they came out and started talking trash. You know what's funny? And we're not gonna stay on this too much. But the government, all the politicians came out and was talking like, oh, we're gonna stand tall. And we're talking shiggity, which is cool because I understand the way they feel. But then the business owners, some of the car manufacturers, some of them have already bought up land to move to U.S. to avoid some of the tariffs. So they're bought up some land to transition down here with their plants already. And so a lot of people say, well, politicians say, well, they want them business owners. They're the real politicians because they're the ones that's making the moves. These big corporate companies, they're the ones that's making the jumps. And they were talking about that. So they're in a negotiation. Canada is going to get in line because they don't have no choice.
Pretty much.
GDP, they don't give us that much stuff anyways. And so what Doge is doing is they're going through cutting fat. whether it be Trump supporters losing their job, there's a lot of them that's losing their job, or regardless, like they're cutting everything to try to save some money, and they're gonna save a lot of money. They're gonna hurt a lot of people. They're also gonna save a lot of money. I don't know where a lot of people's politics lie on that. Um, I just try to make sure I can stay prayed up and do what I'm supposed to do. But ultimately, man, God is my provider. So if I get a call today saying I'm out, we're gonna be fine. You know, so
Well said, man.
keep my faith right there, man.
Well
Um,
said.
back to Red, White, and Brews. What we wanted to do is that me and Dion were talking about maybe close to a month ago, man. If this movie kicks off, Sam Wilson needs a show dedicated to him. How many YouTubers already got? There's hundreds of YouTube shows that are literally Wakanda and Black Panther shows. That's primarily all they talk about. Sam name might get thrown out there, but it's basically a Black Panther YouTube show. And so my thing is, Storm has, like we do, a whole Storm show with the writers and the artists with Marvel. But Sam ain't got nothing. Ain't nobody out there talking about him. So instead of me complaining and asking the question like a lot of people do, I'm gonna actually go pick up we're gonna pick up a hammer and nail. We're gonna actually build a show around Sam. Now, he is Captain America. So how you feel about this country? Hey, it's neither here nor there. This is a Red, White, and Brews Sam Wilson show, centered show that we're gonna do today. And let me tell you something. I was on. I'm an admin in the BCL Facebook group, and somebody made a comment this morning. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. People are really finding it really hard to. I don't want to say be positive, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to say this. I'll read this comment, and we'll kind of just go from there. Where is that? That comment's gone now. Oh no, it's in my I know where to find that comment. And this is basically sums up what we're going through right now with the Sam Wilson Captain America. It says it's interesting. Vincent Whitman. Shout out to Vincent Whitman. I love this. I love what he said. He said it's interesting seeing channels and people actively try to spin the success of this film thus far. Keyword thus far as somehow being a negative, right?
Right.
I've actually detected resentment from some online personalities. It's not surprising, but it is still eye-opening. A reminder, people really do root for your downfall without justification. I don't mind people being critical of the movie. Yes, it was safe. Yes, it was not the greatest Captain America movie of all time. But oh my God, people were already prepped, bought their party supplies, bought their axes, and brought all their jokes to the table. And now that the film is doing well, they're like, crap, I can't get a refund on all this stuff I've bought in preparation to bash this film. So now I'm stuck trying to find things and trying to make and blow it up. Like even what's that? I kind of want to say they're kind of a racist Facebook. It's called Cosmicology, not Cosmicology. I should have said that. Cosmic News. You know what I'm talking about? That group.
All I know is bounding into comics.
But they're like a bounding into comics type of feel. Like they've been pushing like the first couple of days. Oh, it failed to do this, it failed to do that, and then the people that were in that weird bigot group were pushing back, saying, "Well, I mean, I had low expectations, but it was pretty good." Like a lot of people have been people in these weirdo groups have been pushing back to a lot of these headlines saying, well, I mean, normally I don't like stuff like this. You know, I was saying he was Black Captain America. I was saying he was DI, but damn, it was pretty good. And people are like getting upset because it's like the whole troops aren't rallying to try to work together to bash this. Like how many times in the past have we had review bombing? Like the reviews on this film is very low. It's only 5,000 or so reviews. People are not even going in the reviews. Majority of them are positive. So this is a weird thing because this film was not like the biggest thing that, and I would say obviously the biggest people to watch this film were probably white males, and this film wasn't woke. It just showed a black guy being a superhero, and that was it. They
That
cut
was
out
it.
all the rest of that stuff. And so they're finally like, wow, I thought this was going to be woke, and it's not. So how can I get on my computer and really try to make a crazy argument that's going to go viral and people are going to get behind so I can just tear this film down? And it's not. It doesn't exist. And so a lot of them have just been quiet. And this wave of positivity has came through. And I'm not saying it's the greatest film. It's not. It's it's higher mid. That's it. But it's weird because people are going out of their way to attempt. But I've seen these little sneak diss comments, and it's so funny because it's like, bro, you can't handle it, can you? What's your thoughts on that?
The movie has caused like a civil war amongst the fandom, amongst fan bases. You got those who are saying, you know, it's the worst, superhero fatigue. You got those saying it's still woke because anything with a non-straight white male as the lead character is woke to those people. You got people saying it's good. You got people saying I was surprised. You got people who are upset that it's not he's taking away T'Challa's spotlight. You know what I mean? Like it's really caused this weird mixed bag. It's like a big mixed bag, and there's no clear answer to, you know, you can look up all these reviews and you're still not going to get an idea if you're going to like this movie or not. So it's slow in the year. It's a good talking subject on these matters of legacy characters and can black superheroes sell. And this is honestly the first big shot since Black Panther, since BP, you know what I mean, for that kind of statement. And
guess what?
Yeah.
I want to jump in real quick. And guess what? Black Panther, for as good as I thought it was, is easily my top 3 all time. And whether it's my top 1, whether it's in my top 3, regardless if it's my 1, 2, or 3, doesn't matter. But one thing that Black Panther had at the time, 2 things Black Panther had at the time, and we can admit this, people want to jump on board or not. The cultural significance, because up until then, other than the Meteor Man Hancock and Blade, and honestly, Blade was the last time you had a legit, not trying to be silly, cute, and funny black superhero movie. But this one was Africa. This one was also during the timing. If Black Panther would have came, I'm gonna come out and say something wild. I said, I forgot my cursor's finna go dark. If Black Panther would have came out today, I don't think it would have made quite as much as it made because we're in a different climate right now. It helped Black Panther that it was good, but it also helped Black Panther because the social climate, it was a lot of social unrest with black males getting killed and shot up by the police. Like that was the sentiment that was out there. Trump, and this was during Trump's administration. So this movie was a sign to a lot of different people because it was the Black Panther Party. It was a sign of the resistance. But it was also good. It was also culturally, like they went super far into this movie. Valky didn't have none of this. He didn't have a Boys and Girls Club, churches, and private business or black-owned business organization going out and buying up theaters. Like 2 and 3 times a row. Churches would take the entire congregation. The Boys and Girls Club, I got free tickets with the Boys and Girls Club and took my kids on a charter bus. So, and this is here in Orlando. If this happened here, bro, imagine Chicago, LA, Atlanta. You know how much money they made there. So, like, all those things worked together to get that movie to where it was. Plus, this was the height of the MCU. What movie came out a little bit after that? Captain Marvel, right? Even people that trashed that movie, it still made over $1 billion, bro. It still did well because it was padded in a time that also people want to go out and see these movies. If Captain America Sam Wilson came out then, it would have easily made this weekend, it would make twice that. Easy.
Twice.
Easy. So he's having to work a little bit harder, which is fair. It's a different time. And I'm going to tell you something. They put their money up for marketing. So Anthony Mackie's got to be tired.
He's got to be tired,
I'm going to let you talk on that. I'm going to let you talk on that.
This dude he's pretty much been on the presidential campaign. He's been overseas. He was in Orlando at Disney Springs this past weekend promoting the movie, just showing up, did some promo work, surprised everybody, not announced. The next day, he's in Daytona Beach. I had my friend's mom. She sent me a video of him on the screen promoting the film and getting the fans together. He was on what's this, the pendulum bike commercial? He was doing that with some social media influencer. He was in Midtown Comics randomly.
Yeah,
This dude has been every freaking where, man, everywhere. Just trying to get in person. In this internet age, he's social media, but he went old school with it, like in person. Yo, come check it out. Come support, meeting people. I'm pretty sure he was probably kissing babies on his way to the box office because this is unprecedented. Like I've never seen an MCU actor go this hard in promoting, but they knew he had to do it. They knew he had an uphill climb, man.
To do it.
He had to do it.
I will say this, and I know somebody who's got some brains are saying, well, that's a lot of money that they're spending to do this. Not just him flying out and the crew flying out to do all this stuff. I mean, he's still not out of the woods. I mean, we're getting. First of all, this weekend he made Thursday, Friday, Saturday he made $192 million. I'm pretty sure today, after it comes out, it's going to be into the 200s. He needs to make. Now they've already broke even of how much it costs, way past even of how much it costs to make the film. The promotion side, I wouldn't gather that it costs more in promotion than it would to make the film, but I could be wrong. And I'm gonna tell you something else. For the money that they spent to make this film, which is 180, which is super low. I'm not even sure if that's higher or lower than Black Panther, but Anthony Mackie just made $10 million in this movie. So guess what? In Civil War, he made, I believe it said 300 or 400K. He didn't even make $1 million. So for him to go from that to 10 million, shout out to Anthony Mackie. I'm not a big Anthony Mackie guy, but I'll get behind you when you're right. Guess how much Chadwick Boseman made? $2 million, and he got some back end money doing some other stuff.
Right.
But it's like, man, like 2 million, and now Cap is making 10 million. So my thing is, who would you? I hate to be that guy, but who would you rather be? Would you rather be Black Panther or Captain America right now?
No, I'm be Falcon. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be Falcon Man and get 400K, and not be in the next 5 movies. I'm gonna be Falcon Man. I'm gonna keep it real, dude.
And guess what? Let me say this because I got to keep it real. For what they paid Chadwick Boseman, that was egregious as hell. But I think they thought, because they didn't spend that much on that movie, I think they thought, oh, well, this movie might not make so we're gonna give you this because you are the lead. We're gonna take care of you with this too. But now his next film, if he was still alive, if we're not talking half of at least, well, shoot, man,
he would have gotten
people might get mad. What do you think would it be fair for Black Panther to given what he just did?
If Sam Wilson's getting 10 mil for Captain America, then T'Challa definitely would get about 10 to 15.
Fair. Now I'm not saying remove color, remove politics. Based off what you did in 18, in 22, how much would have paid him? What was his value as an actor?
Oh man.
Forget about the sentiment. Forget about the sentiment, what people think, and this emotional attachment to the actor. How much are you valued at based off of what you just produced for us?
It'd be the same as Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth. I put the same payment they're getting. I don't know about RDJ because RDJ is RDJ. It'd have to be the same.
He made 40 in Civil War. He made 40 in Civil War.
That number is crazy, but it'd be the same as Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. You made $1 billion franchise. You're the leading man of $1 billion franchise. You're one of the more premier characters in the whole roster. You got to get that Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans. You got to get those numbers at the very least.
Real quick, shout out to Brother Man. Yes, Anthony Mackie was the producer in this film, and hopefully the reason why the film. Suppose they had 1,000 reshoots, right? I'm not letting this mean 1,000. I'm gonna go back to the cost of the actor, but yeah, shout out Anthony Mackie. Hopefully, he has some dealings, his hands in this to try to adjust this. I will also say this too: Anthony Mackie, like Scarlett Johansson, like Chris Evans, he's an OG. when I say OG, he's a older character that's been a part of this universe for a while. He's not like a Johnny Come Lately. Oh, he's
Mm-mm.
just been here. He's been here since 2011 in Winter Soldier. So when fans come out, they feel like, well, I'm going to at least get a little bit of this old school MCU versus this new school MCU that's crazy. Yes, he was a producer. I'm pretty sure he had his hands on trying to take it. He kept on saying, we need to get old school Marvel. I'm pretty sure he helped out and was talking this, that, and the third. I don't know how much Harrison Ford made, but Harrison Ford probably made three to five. Easy.
Yeah, easy, if not more.
Not that he needed it, but yeah, he made 3 to 5. Now, Chadwick Boseman, fair. I think what Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther, he made $2 million in Black Panther. Again, that's egregious. I know somebody slow is going to miss that. We are saying we are against the amount of money that he got paid, but we probably get it from a financial standpoint of where they thought the film was going to go in 2018. And I know Chadwick Boseman, after he seen all these Negroes come out and dance and party and all this merch and the money being made, he was like, well, y'all niggas going to have to break me off. And he was prepped. I know his agent was prepped to step to Marvel and be like, yo, what's happening, bro?
Right, because RDJ, he got his contract redone after Iron Man.
What they were going to do with him, potentially? You still there, D?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Shoot, man, he's got to do 25. That's just, if you're not doing 25, we're not even having a conversation. I might not come back. Depends on how much I signed on for. You got a minimum to even get me to pick up the phone. My agent got to say, hey, Feige just called. They're talking 25. Where you at? I would. Okay, let me say this. I wouldn't even counter less than that. If you're talking 20, based off of what I was able to do in my own film, I'm talking at least 25. Now, what I really want, give me 35. You're not gonna. I don't think your presence, from a holistic standpoint, is going to be what Robert Downey Jr.'s is. And not because I'm a bigger fan, but he's got more fans. He's going to bring more butts and seats than Chadwick Boseman. And you might not like to hear that, but that's just statistically, it's what we've seen. You know, in my Stephen A. voice. Okay, my Stephen A. Smith voice. That's basically statistical.
Yeah. If Chris Evans made he made $15 million for Civil War.
He did? You just looked at it?
Yeah, I just looked at it. So he made $15 million for Civil War, and the Cap movies never reached $1 billion till Civil War. So if he made $15 million without a $1 billion movie, and Chadwick Boseman got a $1 billion movie.
Whoa. I think it did make $1 billion worldwide when it was all said and done.
Winter Soldier or Civil War?
Civil War definitely did.
Civil War definitely did, but he got 15 for that before we got to see the results. So if he got 15 mil before the results, Chadwick definitely should have got at least, like you said, 15 to 20 mil before
Black Panther?
Before Black Panther 2, number 2.
We're looking at 25. I'm at 25.
You're at 25. Yeah, 25 mil. Yeah.
Keep in mind, they might have dropped the film even sooner if had he not been dead, or later, which would have threw him in a worse climate. Way worse climate, because people were done. But a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of motherfuckers that have checked out of the MCU. They like, I'm over it. I'm not happy. I'm over it. It's not, a lot of people are over it. And
that's what makes Sam Wilson impressive. That's what makes, because it's kind of like you got a Yankees dynasty team, then the team sucks, and you're the new coach. You're like, well, Dan, I gotta build it back up. Right, and the fans are leaving the stadium. You got to build it right back up at its worst point. So that's even more of a testament to how the film's doing at the lowest point in MCU.
Let me speak to this. So obviously this film was reshot. There is a ledger online about everything that they changed and why. So I'm going to read off some of those because I think it's important that we know what we missed out on, what we potentially missed out on. I'm not 100% against them reshoot. If this is what we got after a reshoot, I'm okay. If it was going to be worse than this, it was going to be hodgepodge together, I'm okay with the 1,000 reshoots because I want you to get it right. If you stay up to, I remember as a kid, I was real slow in school, and I would have to write papers give it to my dad for him to read. He would be like, it still ain't right. And then I would do so much erasing on my paper, it ruined the paper. So I used to have to start all over again. And I would stay up a couple hours until I got my paper right. And you know what? I would go in, I would get sometimes B's and C's. But guess what? I know if I would have turned that paper in as is, I would have got an F. Even if I would have added all that cool stuff, but the penmanship was crazy, the punctuation was crazy, spelling of my words was crazy. It would have ruined the entire story. So just because you took out a lot of the meat and potatoes, it doesn't necessarily matter if it was going to be trash. So let me speak to what they said. So I'm reading it off right now. Ruth, who was Diamondback, Ruth was originally going to be Saber, not an ex-Black Widow, but a mutant who would develop her powers in the third act by joining in the final battle. Developing her powers is a little late, sweetheart. She should have already had them, and yes, she should have been Saber. U.S. should have stood 10 toes on the whole Israel-Palestine thing, but last year it really got kind of nasty out there. So I understand why they pulled back from being pro-Israel allegedly in this film, even though they're not pro-Israel in this film. It's just an Israeli actress. They didn't add a Palestinian actress in this, but they didn't want to hear it, so they pulled out. But I think Gal Gadot should have been Saber, because a lot of people don't know Gal Gadot is not white. She's not Hispanic. She's not Brazilian. She's Israeli. So you should have just used her. And guess what? She only made $300K in the first Wonder Woman. I'm sorry, in the Superman film. So as a side character, she ain't probably even gonna be. She at best she would have got $3 to $4 million in this film, but she would have put an extra 200 mil in your bank account easily. Because if they would have had a dope costume, had her help to fight the Hulk, Wonder Woman Snyder fans, half of the Snyder crew would have showed up. She would. Okay, let me pull back from 200, 150, additional 150.
Even after Wonder Woman 84.
It doesn't matter. She still is the quintessential Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Linda Carter is not the. Linda Carter is the quintessential to dudes over 55.
Over 50.
I mean, she's my quintessential because I watched the reruns as a kid, but for the most part, Gal Gadot was the quintessential. And nobody's talking about this, by the way. And I know Gal Gadot sitting back like, yo, why y'all ain't giving me a call? However, they might have did reach out to her. But
she might have been too pricey.
She might have been too pricey for them, and she probably wanted to kind of stay under the radar with all the stuff that was going on with Israel and Palestine.
Yeah.
But bro, she still got market brand recognition. It's crazy with her.
Yeah, they would have pulled in definitely more attention, more numbers if they would have had her.
More numbers.
Yeah.
And guess what? There would have been there's a lot of people that was apprehensive about how was Sam with no powers going to fight the Hulk. Oh, Gal Gadot's there. Oh, she's Saber. Well, who's Saber? Oh, she's Israeli. Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing that. But then they would have been like, Marvel's trying to take care of us. They're gonna be good.
They would have put her in a skin tight suit. They would have put your butt in the seat.
But I also think Anthony Mackie was like, if we keep padding this up with a bunch of characters, y'all basically it's gonna basically be like Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse, and y'all gonna basically make this film about everybody else
but Sam
and then but me, and that's how Into the Spider-Verse. Obviously, it's a Spider-Verse film. It is supposed to be about everybody, but my gosh, bro, like everybody got the center of attention I felt versus him, but that's a whole nother discussion. Let me keep going real quick. Seth Rollins and Rosa Zalaris, she was supposed to be Diamond. She actually got merchandise with McDonald's with the pink hair. She also was a love interest of Steve Rogers in the comic books, but they were going to be the antagonists of the movie and the leaders of the Snake Society, the King Cobra. Seth Rollins, the wrestler, was going to be King Cobra, and the white girl was going to be Diamondback, who they're both villains. But she's kind of been more of a vigilante. But they changed it when Esposito jumped up. They cut their
That was
scenes.
a good move.
Man, but they could have added them on the side, but the budget would have went up. But come on, how much was you really paying these people?
The Serpent Society angle didn't really go any. It would have been Hydra Light Okay, let's be real. If you did Serpent Society, it'd been Hydra 1.0. Then maybe they could have kept the fight with Seth Rollins as a sub boss. He could have been a sub boss
Yeah,
to
just give us some sub
Giancarlo.
boss. Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
one fight. Maybe they could have kept that in. I don't know how goofy he looked in his costume. I don't know. But maybe the one fight could have stayed in there. We got a little subplot, sub boss fight. Get a little action. One more. It needed one more action sequence, and maybe that
It
could have been
did.
it.
It
Yeah.
did. Amadeus Cho, who is the another Hulk, he was
Oh
signed on.
Lord.
He was signed on, which was Logan Kim. I think he's a South Korean actor. He was signed on for a small role, and it was cut. Because I
Wasn't
guess they
worth
were trying
it.
to set him up for something else. If they would have had him fighting the Hulk at the end, Anthony Mackie would have been pissed.
You've
Because
been
it's like, bro,
pissed.
y'all stealing my thunder. I can do it. It's like
Right.
it's like you when you was a little kid. Mom, I can
Mhm.
do it. I don't need
I can do it. Yep. And then you're gonna
Animated
put
was
She-Hulk. You gonna put She-Hulk in there too? Yeah. All right.
She-Hulk might be cooked because
She-Hulk's
people hated
done.
it. She needs to come back in the Avengers film as a side character to help
Yeah.
out. Maybe
Comedic
take out
relief.
Doom. Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that, 100%, man. I'm pretty sure they're not bringing in Deadpool into any more. Like Deadpool's gonna be his own standalone thing. I don't think he's gonna be in Doom more. I think it's gonna be too much because you have to give Deadpool his scenes, and I think it's gonna be too much of a serious overtone. I don't know if it's gonna work. The animated was going to play an important role in the movie, which was only used to cover up a loose cable of externals. Yeah, because when are you going to have another time to talk about the whole what is that, Celestials just sitting on Earth? So they tried to tie that up, and then in as an augmentative resource to justify a war between the United States and Japan, which they used, was actually going to be used as a weapon to confront to defeat the Red Hulk in the final battle. Sure, I kind of find it hard to believe that adamantium is on that a celestial versus always being here on Earth, but I'll accept that. The third act was changed almost entirely, although it was always going to be a face-off against the Red Hulk. The as in the ending was going to be totally different. So I guess they was going to do a totally different ending, but Red Hulk was in there. There was going to be a funeral, which can even be seen in the trailer, possibly from Thaddeus Ross, since Betty Ross was in the scene. Maybe they was going to kill him off, which they might as well do because you're going to have to recast the actor again because Harrison Ford is pushing 90. So it's like you're going to have to get somebody else out there or just CGI just the Red Hulk in for the entire time and use AI, have him to sign some documentation to AI his voice in, but Harrison Ford ain't going to be out there acting like that. Sam was actually going to use a group of tiny allies to fight Red Hulk, Saber, Falcon, Valkyrie, amongst other characters. The agent who works with Thaddeus and was okay. So they did say they were going to do a romantic approach between Leela Taylor and Sam Wilson that we never really saw.
Yeah, they
There
cut
was
it.
talk. They cut that out because they probably was like, we ain't got time for love. We got to keep it pushing with the storyline. There was talk of Mark Ruffalo and She-Hulk having a cameo, but it was not known if it was finally got to be recorded, although Mark said he would be in the movie as the Hulk. And that was it.
Okay.
They were going to do those things, and it was cool. I just wish they would have used Gal Gadot. They would have used Gal Gadot. I'm not like a Gal Gadot guy, but I just know that would have brought an extra couple extra dollars because that would have taken away the whole icy feeling of, how did Sam fight, Red Hulk, even though we figured that out.
Yeah, Gal Gadot's big revenge on DC. She goes to Marvel. There would have been headlines like that. I could see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah. But I mean, we got what we got. I'm glad they did those changes because honestly, with a bunch of the rumors where it was gonna be a Hulk movie, bunch of cameos, the president dying, probably some of the political stuff was a little bit too on the nose. So it was probably a hot mess, to be honest with you. And they had to clean it up.
Look at this picture I just posted up. This is the first time that we saw Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson Valken or Valken 1.0, I should say, on screen. This Negro had a jetpack with wings, a
And
brown
a
Old
t-shirt.
Navy t-shirt, and some cargo pants. Now, granted, this is the Ultimate Universe. This is your favorite version. This is a lot of people's favorite version.
Yeah.
But this is what we got. And this is the man right now that is carrying the entire MCU on his back. If this film does well, it's going to really signal to where, okay, if we can get Anthony Mackie to be successful, we have no more excuses. The MCU is not dead. They still got a ways to go. But if they can make this guy like keep the boat afloat. Not cruising, but keep it afloat.
Keep it
says
afloat.
a lot. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If you are anti-legacy characters, this film just shot you in the head. Because this is a legacy. This is a semi-legacy. It's an original character that has taken on a legacy role. So this tells Marvel it works regardless of what the anti-legacy folks are saying. It's working. And guess what you ain't hearing right now? People saying, why can't he just be Valken? Not one motherfucker said that. Not one person said that.
Nobody said that. Nope.
Nobody's saying that no more. I'm shocked. Nobody's saying, why can't he just be Valken?
And let me tell you something else. There's no discussion from what I've seen from the Hispanic community about them taking up being a legacy character with Falcon. No one cares. No one is like, oh no, we got a Hispanic guy taking up the black guy's leftovers. No one. There's not even an angle. There's not even an angle for that, yo. None.
No. Nobody is having some of these conversations, and it's really bothering us because of our historic, because of what has happened to us historically in this country. So we have a little bit more skin in the game when it comes to, I think, representation. Hispanics are here for the ride, and they see them. I think a lot of them see themselves in white characters and black characters. They don't necessarily. I don't really think they need or feel the urge to be represented. They feel the urge to be represented, but if they don't ever get a movie, you don't never hear them talk. About we need to be in this, we need to be in that.
It's different, yeah. They're cool with Spider-Man. They're for the most part, they just cool with whatever as long as it's entertaining. It's weird. It's just not a big demand from what I've seen. I don't know. Maybe we need to get that angle, but from what I've seen, they don't really care about all the racial identity and politics or whatever when it comes to representation.
Oh, Brumman said they could have got Isaiah. Listen, there is not one motherfreaker that sat in that film that said, please let Isaiah do some fighting against, I don't know about the Hulk. Let him do something. But they locked him up. They gave some black, they had to say, man, we're going to utilize this black trauma. They locked him up. And they actually forgot about him. Because even when they found out everything, it was like, okay,
they still left him in there.
We'll get him out after we fight the Hulk. Even though we have all the evidence to get him out now. We'll get him
Man,
out.
him versus Giancarlo, that would have been kind of cool. You know what I mean? I don't know. Some kind of thing.
And guess what? What if he would have showed up when Valken? Okay, after Valken stabbed him in the ribs, and Hulk went flying. When they both woke up, and the Hulk came at Sam, and Sam tried to calm him down. And right before Hulk was about to punch him, you heard somebody saying, "No, that's enough." And you looked over, and it's Isaiah Bradley standing in this tattered, beat up Captain America outfit.
Ooh.
And he jumps out of the sky and cold cocks the Hulk just enough for Sam that, like, maybe, honestly, that's what probably should have happened. Isaiah Bradley comes out of nowhere, cold cocks the Incredible Hulk in the face just enough to distract him. Then Sam takes the wings, hits him in the chest, and uses his power. Dude, that would have been dope. Give Isaiah one good punch at the end. In a semi-crafted suit. Oh my God, bro.
We would have been fanboying out. You fanboying out right now.
They would have had to do nothing else with him after that.
That's it. That'd been good finale for him. That'd have been good. That'd been
Man,
sick.
what's up, Damian Watson? How y'all feeling in the chat, man? We ain't forgot about y'all, man. No, we've been running our mouth. We ain't forgot about y'all. We got a couple. We got almost. We got what is this? 29 more minutes, and we're gonna. I see this picture. I think I see this picture I got in the background. So this is Captain America, his sidekick Falcon. You got Luke Cage. You got Blade. You got Chadwick Boseman. Now, why did I post this picture, dude? If I was directing this and Chadwick Boseman was still alive, this is who would have been in this film. Now, I would have absolutely got being woke. All right. And what I would have done is I would have let the film progress. And then when a Red Hulk would have been going crazy, Sam would have looked over to like Saber, which would have been Gal Gadot, while they were beaten. And he would have said, I didn't want to do this, but I got some people on standby just in case this thing gets out of hand. Luke Cage, Black Panther, and Blade, which it would have been good for Blade to show up because he doesn't have his movie ready. Them three show up in the Avengers jet or something together, and they walk out, and Red Hulk just starts laughing like, who are these guys? Now, mind you, Cage can throw some blows at him. Like, Cage can't win, but Cage can throw some blows. The problem with Cage would have been is like, you would have looked at Cage like, bro, you barely survived the Jamaican in your show. So how are you even going to be like do anything with Hulk? Black Panther would have got some good licks in. I think ultimately together they would have used some strategy to take him out, and Gal Gadot would have helped too. But then I think that you make Red Hulk bigger, and I also would have used his firepower, like him heating up, making melting things, have the fire around him. I would have used that too. I would have had him be way more brutal, way more nasty.
Yeah, he didn't kill
way more
nobody.
brutal.
Sam saved everybody. I would show some people getting stomped, like some real terror type ish. You know what I mean?
Because
Like
he was
bring them back.
He killed A-Bomb, who was Rick Jones in the comics, like his first outing. He killed him. So it's like you could have had and Thunderbolt Ross is a nasty motherfucker, bro. He's horrible. He's a horrible person. So they could have made him a little bit more nasty. And I would have threw these guys in. However, Mahershala, I know Brother Man said you can't have Mahershala Ali. Yes, you could, because this would have helped give him some work. Now, why is Blade here, which is kind of weird, like he really does vampires? If I'm Blade, you call me up to fight the Red Hulk, I'm like, no, bro, get off my phone. I'm not fighting no Red Hulk. I'm not even, no. Go call somebody else. But yeah, man, nice little brew here I got. What you drinking this morning, man?
Man, I'm just getting some water, man. I'm trying to recover from this weekend, man. Drinking and shooting in the middle of nowhere in Maryland.
What?
Yeah, man. Working on some horror content, but yeah, I think this would have been cool. It would have taken away a little bit from Sam, I think, for his like kind of like making his stand as the guy who doesn't have it all.
You're right though.
You know, I mean,
it
it would have been a cool sequence. It would have been a cool sequence. But you know, T'Challa would took over. You know, the BP fans would have rushed to the theater, boy, to see this.
Oh,
they
my
would have
God,
been like,
well, yes and no.
Yes and no.
Because with a live alive chat with Boseman, we don't know. I mean, they would have rushed, but would they have done the same thing they did for Black Panther 1? Probably not, because we're in a different climate. I think the movie would have made some money. Now, it would have got attacked for being woke, because this obviously is a stance of black and brown stance. With no white help, so it'd have been a little problematic fighting the white guy. So they would have been able to use a little bit more ammunition, quote unquote, even though it's not woke. It's just black and brown people fighting. Like, we're not allowed to get together, but they would have tried to spin that. But you're right, Captain America, Sam fighting this on his own meant that this is his movie, and I think that's what Anthony Mackie wanted.
Yeah, and he got that. Hey, yo, Uncle Jack, 328. What's up, man? My co-host from Behind the Scenes Podcast, Uncle Jack. We might have to bring him on the morning show, maybe. I don't know.
We got to bring him Friday, Jack. You're welcome, man.
Yeah.
Come, man.
Definitely,
come. Let me, I got to find a picture of the comic book that came out last week. On Wednesday, we had Captain America. I semi got the picture. I can't get the picture to come up on the front of the screen. But if you actually follow Captain America the comic book, there was some shiggity that took place in this comic book, bro. And first things first, it's not Isaiah Bradley, it's not Eli. Josiah Bradley came back. He is the Shadow Soldier now. I had a little problem with that. He explained why he called himself the Shadow Soldier. But
Man,
it's just like, it's just like, I know he's fighting for the people that's in the shadows, the people that's oppressed. He had a lot of stuff to say, anti-American, which is fine. I don't have a problem with the anti-American thing. I just know we're gonna see this guy a couple more scenes. I mean, maybe another book, and he'll never be seen again. I don't know, man. So I'm buying these issues. This issue, you can tell black person wrote it. They had a lot of. Did you read it? What was your thoughts on Captain America?
Okay.
Number 2, man.
So my thoughts on stories like this, and respectfully, of course, is that when you have so you went to see Captain America the movie, you're like, oh great, let me go to the comic shop and pick up the latest issue of Sam Wilson. So you go pick up the latest issue of Sam Wilson, and the story essentially is a company enslaving and indoctrinating black people to work on farms in the sky as a new age form of slavery. And you went from fighting the Red Hulk in the movie to now this in the comic book. And this is, to me, a part of the woe is me genre, where, not saying that racism and oppression doesn't exist in real life and it should be addressed, but when, even in fiction, even in your wildest dreams and fantasies, all you think about is racism and oppression and pain and trauma, and you could have the unlimited potential of your imagination, and even in your imagination you are still colonized and oppressed. I think it's an unhealthy relationship, and I think it's unhealthy that that is the only story that's told from our perspective. And this comic book story with Sam Wilson as Captain America, instead of going to fight the Avengers level threat, instead of doing all these other things, he's basically fighting black people to get enslaved to work on farms in the sky, some kind of farmland utopia. I'm just not with it, to be honest with you. I just think it's just too much of this. It's too one-sided. And I know some people dig it. I know it should be addressed, but I think it's just way too much when you have so many people doing these kind of stories. They don't show the joy, they don't show happiness, they don't show just character.
Well. This is an unpopular opinion, but I got to push back a little bit.
Go ahead.
Remember issue 1, page 1, where not all, but a big chunk of black superheroes showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what a lot of black people did? They bashed it because Black Panther wasn't there. They bashed it because they felt like, oh, it's virtue signaling, and black people really can't. Why would these black characters come together and do a barbecue? Because they can. Because when white characters do, nobody questions it.
Yeah.
And we tore that up. The Black Boy Joy stuff. We ate. Where's T'Challa? And why are they throwing a birthday party for Isaiah? Like, we had all that. And so it's like, now, okay, well, we'll give you a little bit of this. We'll give you some impression. My thing is, I agree with you, though. A lot of times we turn some of these pages, it's oppression, and the white man got their foot on our necks, and we got to fight the power. And I get that, and that's fine. And I said this the other day. It's fine to have those stories, but we also need just some joy stories. We also need just some regular stories as well to keep it a balance. Because if I'm going to a store and I'm picking up Captain America, the next volume, am I just going to look for Sam to fight racism and that's it? Fight oppression and hidden bigotry? Is that it? I mean, he fought some vampires in issue 1, but there was these are some no-name, made-for-story vampires that we've never seen, that has no way. I mean, he did like 2 punches and they were done. And then him and Cap got up and they went to Isaiah's birthday party. And I know, and here's my other thing too. People said the same thing about this movie. Oh, it was safe. It was safe. It was safe. They didn't try to push no buttons because they know majority of the people that are actually out here buying the stuff don't look like us. And even the people that look like us ain't buying the stuff. They're not buying it. They're not transactional. It's not about representation if people aren't buying it. If people aren't buying it, that means that where's your message going? They're going to sit on the shelf. You have to make things transactional so that people are going to purchase it. Well, I got to keep it real. We got to tell our stories and we got to talk about our pain. That's fine, but is there a big enough market to keep those books pre-ordered? Huh? Is there a big enough market for it to keep people speaking and talking about it and getting more people to buy it? Probably not, because it hasn't been. That's why a lot of these black books from Marvel and DC, they go 5, 10 issues and they're dead. The only ones that have got legs lately, I mean, Miles Morales is a whole different thing. He don't even really deal with racism no more. He just
Miles is
all of he's eating all of Spider-Man's leftovers. Right? All the villains that they can't write into the Spider-Man story, they're just writing them to the Miles Morales story. So his fans, Spider-Man fans, are just reading Miles. He's immune from a lot of this crap. Ultimate Black Panther people are still reading it. I'll stop reading it because it's like I just can't. I don't know. It's like kind of lost its luster to me. Storm, people are reading that. I mean, she's got to make it past issue 11 to be the all-time high for Storm to be.
I think she will. I think this will. I think it'll
make it. She will. She will.
Yeah.
Now, how far she's going to go, I don't know. Just once a month. A lot of books that just come out once a month, they don't always shine as bright, but we'll see what happens. The more controversial that story is, I guess the more people talk about it. But normal, regular Storm comics, we'll see what happens. But as far as Sam, I think he needs to mirror the movies a little bit more to where he's just being a superhero, doing big stuff. He can touch on some of this oppressive stuff, but I think we're just so overwhelmed with it right now. And you might be saying, oh, why can't we not? Because we're overwhelmed with it. Almost every story that comes out with a black character, guys, has to deal with oppression. Unless you're talking about Black Panther, who's immune from it because he's in freaking Wakanda.
Yeah. Yo, peace, brother, man. I see you, man, in the chat. Peace, God bless to you, man. Catch you next time, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, but go ahead, man. You cooking, man. Keep going. You're cooking.
I'm trying to see where Narcisse is taking this. I'm going to let it cook, but the wrong white writer wrote that. It would be a wrap for me. His skin color saved him then. His skin color. And I'm not saying it's bad, but he needs to fight. I wanted to see him fight some big boys. I ain't talking about Galactus. Okay? I asked him to fight Galactus. The Magi, Hydra, throw me some Red Skull, give me Rhino, give me somebody. Give me a made-for-you Captain America Sam Wilson villain. You can do that too, and it's okay. The scene at the end is what's so controversial. I'm sorry I can't pull it up on the front screen. But if you read the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, they put this gas on Sam, Josiah, and Billy, and Falcon that I guess is messing with their brains. So now they're farming this utopia. You people are farming this utopia. I told you would like it. So that's what's going on now. And a lot of people are and I posted this up on Facebook, and people are all up in arms. And this is what I did after that. Did you read it? No. So then why are you upset? You don't even have context for what's going on here. But a lot of black people don't even need context. Let's send us one panel, and that's all it takes for us to go off. Just like with the cookout, one panel, and now all of a sudden y'all upset because black people are eating together. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I dug the cookout thing. It was just one page. It was fine. You need to see some of that every now and then. I didn't have a problem with it. Some people just want to complain. Some people are in the house of T'Challa and they're not coming out that house for anybody else, which is fine. But yeah, man, we'll see where it goes. But a lot of this storytelling, I think it hinders more than help in the end if you have a lot of these stories reflect on that. And if you experiencing this in life, and you turn on the TV, you turn on the internet, you can't even open a book and have some escapism. That's messed up, bro. That's messed up. Even black people need some escapism, man.
Black people need escapism from racism.
Yeah.
We need some escapism from oppression. We do. And if you don't, if you think that we need to walk out every day and get called a nigga every day to remind us we black, something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. I'm gonna say that again. If you think you need comic books to constantly not just reflect life in reality, but they only need to mirror racism, bigotry, hate, and stuff, something's wrong. We are addicted to abuse. We the people that got a part of the problem. We've accepted that this is a normal everyday reality when it's not. You know how long I've gone in my life and haven't experienced in my face up close and personal racism and hatred? I'd like to actually experience that more often. Wouldn't you like to experience that more often? Where you don't have to get up and feel like you got to experience hate and bigotry and racism every day? And your stories actually reflect that. I'm not saying we don't need stories that reflect some pain, but I'm just saying it'll be good to wake up one day and not have to deal with it. It'll be great.
It'd be great. I'm gonna go triumph over trauma, man. Triumph over trauma. I think that's we need to start balancing the board a little bit when it comes to that. And I understand Captain America it's always going to be somewhat political, and it's a black man. We've done it before. We just did it in Falcon when we've done it before. It's been done before to a degree, right? And it's just like, okay, we're doing it again, and the Shadow Soldier is like, okay, so you're gonna make him Winter Soldier Light or whatever, like that comparison will be made as soon as you say soldier. There's gonna be like, okay, so you're like.
It's brand recognition. It's partially brand recognition.
It's brand recognition. You're the Bucky of the Black Captain America, essentially.
Well,
right?
I don't know about that. The way he was talking to Sam, he ain't his sidekick.
Well, not the sidekick. But
he ain't his Bucky either.
Oh no,
He's
you're
his
right.
Own thing.
He's his own thing.
In fact, he was looking at Sam sideways. He was like looking at Sam like, bro, you the problem. You the problem.
Yeah. The same way some people are looking at us right now.
Yeah. I'll say this though, man. You know the only review that's gonna matter to me?
What's that?
Umar Johnson every blue moon steps into the chat. He's gonna destroy this Captain America movie. So we're gonna take a black man and we're gonna give him a white man's underwear, and we're gonna make him the symbol of freedom, the symbol of truth. Have you lost your hot dog mind? See, brothers and sisters, we gotta understand. He's gonna destroy it. And guess what? Here's the funny thing. He's gonna find a way to make it make sense, and we all gonna sit and look at ourselves in the mirror like, damn, he was right. He was right. He was freaking right.
Oh,
and so,
man.
Good luck with Narcisse. I hope that at least if you're gonna be turned into a slave unknowingly, and you're fielding the farms, whatever, as Captain America and Shadow Soldier. Hopefully he gets some good get back, and they beat the cowboy piss out of this white dude standing up on this thing.
Maybe
be the only redemption, and maybe that's what he's setting up. Maybe he wants.
Maybe the spring soldier will show up, and the fall soldier will show up, and the crops will go, will decay, and then that'll end the story. We just get all the seasons: spring, winter, summer, shadow, sun soldier. Just get all the soldiers in here. Yeah.
Now here's what's not going to happen. That probably should. So Billy Wilson, or whatever her last name, which is Sam's cousin, this is a great opportunity to make her a superhero, make her have an accident, do something. But I don't want her to be Captain, female version of Captain America.
Miss America? No,
you don't want to be Miss America. I will throw that, but I won't buy it. We got too many. We already got 2 legacy characters on screen. She needs to do something, maybe with the sun. The crops do something to her. I don't know. Do something.
We got Falcon, maybe Penguin or something. I don't know. Crow.
Maybe do something to her to where she can do something. I don't mind her being Sam's sidekick moving forward. And him like, this is my little cousin. All right, I'm gonna let you do this. You really shouldn't. That'll be dope. Put her with the champions. Put her with Put her with something. But it's okay to make another black superheroine. Make her an original character. But here's the thing. You're going to have to give her some powers that are going to have to be transformational. Like Storm's powers matter so much that's the reason. Storm is not just dope, but her powers changes everything. And this girl needs something that's going to be transformational to where her powers can not too OP like Monica Rambeau or Blue Marvel, but it needs to be a side of a little bit of contention to where she can change the landscape a lot. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, there's some potential. She's fair. She's a new character, right? We haven't seen her before. She's brand new. I'm not sure.
Say it again.
Is she a brand new character? Like we never seen her before?
And I'm a Sam guy. I've never heard of her.
Mm-hmm.
She might have popped up before, but on an older book.
An older book.
But the biggest thing, we're gonna wrap this up because it's 8:30. The biggest thing they can do is make Misty Knight and Sam Wilson pop the question to Misty Knight.
Tie the knot.
You don't even have to have you don't even have to have. Well, it'd be nice if you have it because the first black superheroine is Misty Knight. The first African American. Okay, let me back up. The first superheroine for Marvel, period, even predates Storm, is Misty Knight. The first African American superhero for Marvel is Sam Wilson. Put them two together. Since people feel like Storm's the queen and T'Challa's the king, they have to be together. Nobody else can date them. Let's use that same energy for Misty Knight and Sam. We ain't gonna get that same energy, but they should. For the fans, will never give them that same energy.
It's the aspirations. I want to be an African god. I want to be African queen. I get it. These guys are American. They're street level. They're somebody you can see walking down the street. T'Challa's them are royalty.
But guess what? They got more in common with you. They got more in common with you than T'Challa and Storm ever will. Because Storm ain't never been through no oppression like this. T'Challa ain't never been through no. Maybe when T'Challa went off to school in the early years, he probably heard some stuff. But other than that, he probably laughed at those white boys when they was talking trash. But he was up in Europe going to college. But Sam and Misty, they on the front line. Harlem's heroes, original heroes, even before Luke Cage, Sam was. Yeah. Go read your comics, bro. I'm not trying to necessarily compare and say, oh, they're better. This is gonna give you your big. If you're if you're a legit black love person, this gives you a better shot at it versus wishing and hoping and praying for Storm and T'Challa. That ain't happening no time soon.
That's not happening.
That's cooked. And if I'm T'Challa after a fourth, maybe fifth time with Logan, yo, bro, I'm good.
Yeah, y'all getting T'Challa cucked in the comic books because he ain't got nobody for years.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. People get mad when brothers step off and go get white women, but this will make a nigga go get a white woman quick because the main girl I want do me like this, and so now I'm gonna go get a white woman.
You should just get Black Cat. Get
Black Cat. He could
all Panther, all feline love.
If he does that, now keep in mind he's been with 2 white women before. So let's not act like this is something new. Now people are going to act like, oh, I can't believe you don't read comics. He didn't kiss Sue Storm. He didn't smash Sue Storm, but he flirted with Sue Storm. Hard, tough. Number 2, he was with a white girl in the Priest Run in college. They did a flashback. So I don't want to hear T'Challa don't like to play in the snow. T'Challa definitely like to play in the snow. But it doesn't matter. Crisis. It doesn't matter because he's the king of Wakanda. He's so great, and I love him. And no, but then let's go add that to his resume too. Let's not forget that. And I'm not saying he trashed for dating a white woman. A lot of our listeners have dated white women, so I don't even understand why that's even. I get why it's a big thing, being a black comic lord, and we're supposed to be all pro-black, but there's a lot of people that play in the snow. There's a lot of people in our group that play in the snow, and guess what? For me, that's their business. If T'Challa decides to do that, that's his business. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at. As far as Misty and
Sam, they should get married. They should get married. New status quo. That'd be cool. Superhero couple. They have a mini series or ongoing series, and I think that'd be cool. They need to do that.
They need to do that. It matters. But anyways, we out of here, man. Thanks for checking in. I know we lost some viewers when I said that, but that's all good. We keep it real on this show. We gotta keep it real. But y'all, if you haven't seen Sam Wilson, you probably got spoiled because we've been talking about it. If you haven't seen the movie Captain America: Brave New World, go see it. It just passed Winter Soldier for the highest opening, so it's doing well. Are they going to make $1 billion? Hell no. Are they going to maybe make 5? Maybe. They have to. They have to. Anthony Mackie will have to campaign harder than Donald Trump.
This weekend is crucial. Like you said, most films drop the second week, so they need at least to keep it within 50%. 50.
He's got to do half the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell he's going to do it.
50. We'll see. Ooh.
He's already got. He's going to. I think today we're going to see. He's going to blow. He's at 197. So yesterday's numbers haven't been in yet. Hopefully, we're talking 250.
Yeah.
So he can get closer to 3, and then he can just kind of coast to 5. But
look, Anthony Mackie might be coming near your town as a listener. He might be coming to your town, pop up in your theater randomly.
Also, too, people are like, oh well, even if he makes that money, you got to take in consideration inflation. Fine. You also have to take in consideration the inflation on the sentiments. People hate the MCU now versus how they loved it in 2011 when Winter Soldier came out, 2016 when Civil War came out. Most of America, I think, probably saw these films. A lot of America ain't even thinking about, let alone a black man dressed up as Steve Rogers. A lot of people going into this thinking it's woke, and that's another thing I haven't heard. Not one redneck I've seen that's watched this film. I haven't even heard woke not one time. Not one time. Because it's weird, because it's not necessarily a race swap. It is not 100% a legacy character. It's just what he's doing right now is so weird because people that don't like nothing didn't mind this movie, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
People that don't like anything didn't mind this movie, and it's a problem for them. Forget about what he said about I don't think Captain America represents America. People blew past that too. There's people trying to fan that, but that thing done blew out. Yeah. But anyways, man, we out of here. Shout out to Sam, Red, White, and Brews. We'll see you guys on Friday, 7:45. Unless something stupid happens in the comics or in the movies, we might show back up on Wednesday morning. Yeah. But we are definitely out of here.
All right, y'all have a great day. Peace.